Hello, my friends. How are you today? I hope you're ready, because I'm about to talk to you about something that can literally change your life. And that something is your attitude. Yes, your attitude. You see, people often ask me, Zig, how do I stay positive when life keeps knocking me down? And I say, well, let me tell you something. If you can change your attitude, you can change your life. Now, I know what you're thinking. Zig, you make it sound so easy. But believe me, it's easier than you think. Let me tell you a story about a young man I once met. His name was Tom. Tom was struggling, he had bills piling up, his boss was tough, and he thought life had turned its back on him. One day, he came to one of my seminars and I asked him, Tom, do you ever smile when life isn't smiling at you? He looked at me like I was crazy. But that's the key, my friends. Your smile, your laughter, your positive attitude, it's a weapon against life's difficulties. Positivity isn't just about pretending everything is fine. No, it's about seeing opportunities when others see obstacles. It's about finding a reason to laugh when the world is giving you every reason to frown. And let me tell you, there is always a reason to smile. I remember another story about a woman named Mary. Mary was going through a tough divorce, struggling with her kids, and barely holding on. One morning, she decided to write down 3 things she was grateful for. That simple act changed her whole perspective. She realized that even in the middle of struggle, there is something to be thankful for, and gratitude is the foundation of positivity. You see, friends, staying positive always doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you refuse to let reality crush your spirit. Think about it this way. Life is a series of challenges, and your attitude is like a pair of glasses. You can wear the glass half-empty glasses, and everything looks dark and depressing. Or you can wear the glass half-full glasses, and suddenly, even the darkest day has a glimmer of light. Let me tell you another story. This one is about a young salesman. He came to me frustrated because he was failing at every sale. I asked him, Son, do you love selling? He said, Yes, I love it, but nobody buys from me. And I said, Well, you see, selling isn't about convincing people to buy. It's about showing them how much they need what you have. But first, you need to convince yourself that you're worthy of success. That young man went on to become one of the top salesmen in his company. Why? Because he chose to stay positive, to keep learning, to keep believing in himself. And here's a little humor for you, folks. Sometimes staying positive is just about laughing at yourself. I often tell audiences, if you don't learn to laugh at yourself, life will do it for you. Yes, life can be tough, but laughter, my friends, is a shield. It protects your mind, your heart, and your soul. When you can laugh in the face of adversity, you take away its power. Now, you might be wondering, Zig, how do I maintain this positive attitude every day? Well, it's simple, but not always easy. Here are 3 steps that I promise will make a difference. Step 1. Start your day with a positive thought. Don't pick up your phone and scroll through bad news. Pick up your mind and scroll through good news. Remind yourself, today is going to be great, because I am going to make it great. Step 2. Surround yourself with positive people. You can't stay positive if everyone around you is negative. There's a saying I love, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If your friends are pessimistic, it's time to make some new friends, or at least balance your circle. Step 3. Serve others. When you help someone else, something incredible happens, you feel uplifted. I remember walking into a small town many years ago. The people there were struggling, jobs were scarce, and spirits were low. I started sharing stories, giving encouragement, and helping however I could. By the end of the day, the energy in the room had changed. Helping others keeps you positive, because it reminds you that life is bigger than your own problems. Now, let me tell you a truth that might sound funny, but it's true. Happiness is not something you stumble upon, it's something you build. And positivity? That's your blueprint. You can't control everything in life. traffic, weather, what people say, but you can control your reaction. And friends, the person who controls their reaction controls their life. So here's my challenge to you today. Look at the hardest part of your life and ask yourself, how can I see the blessing hidden in this difficulty? That's what winners do. They look for the good when everyone else is looking for the bad. Now that we've talked about seeing the world through positive glasses, let's talk about turning that positivity into an unstoppable force, a force that carries you through life with confidence, resilience, and joy. I want to tell you about a man named Bill. Bill had lost his job, his marriage was on the rocks, and he felt like the world had turned its back on him. But Bill had something most people don't. He refused to give up on himself. Every morning, he wrote down 3 affirmations. I am capable. I am strong. I am loved. And you know what happened? Slowly, the universe started giving him a chance. He found a new job, repaired relationships, and became a mentor to others. Why? Because he chose to be unstoppable. You see, staying positive is one thing, but turning it into action is where the magic happens. It's not enough to say, I'm positive. You have to act like it. You have to move like it. You have to live like it. And when you do, doors open that you didn't even know existed. Let me give you another example, a story about a young lady named Susan. Susan had a dream of opening her own bakery, but everyone told her it was impossible. She didn't have the money, the experience, or the contacts. But Susan had one thing that nobody could take away, her attitude. She woke up every morning with determination, worked hard, and never let doubt take over. Today, her bakery is thriving, and she's known as one of the most positive, inspiring entrepreneurs in her town. And here's a little secret: your attitude is contagious. When you stay positive, you inspire others. When you face challenges with a smile, people want to be around you. When you show gratitude, you attract opportunities. I often say, you can catch more flies with honey than vinegar. But I'd add this: you can catch more opportunities with a positive attitude than with negativity. Now let's talk about mistakes. Yes, mistakes. Nobody likes them, but here's the truth: mistakes are not the end, they're the teacher. I once heard a story about a salesman who kept losing deals. He was frustrated and ready to quit. But instead of giving up, he studied his mistakes, learned from them, and improved. Within a year, he doubled his sales. That's the power of positivity mixed with perseverance. And don't forget humor. Life is serious enough. Don't take yourself too seriously. I remember a man who spilled coffee all over his new suit just before a big meeting. Most people would have panicked, but he laughed and said, "Well, I guess the coffee wanted to meet the suit too." Sometimes a little laughter turns a disaster into a story you'll tell for years. So, my friends, how do you build this unstoppable attitude? Here's my formula. Believe in yourself. Even when no one else does, even when the world says no, you say yes to yourself. Focus on solutions, not problems. Problems are part of life, but your focus determines your future. Act with gratitude every day. Gratitude turns what we have into enough, and enough into more. Keep moving forward. Success is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Laugh often. Never underestimate the power of joy. And remember, friends, staying positive isn't a one-time effort, it's a lifelong habit. You have to choose it every day in every situation. You have to feed it, nurture it, and protect it. Before I leave you today, I want to challenge you. I want you to